What's up, everybody? TC coming at you with an update video, and today I wanted to talk a bit about some TC merch. First of all, I thought I'd just do a little update with you guys. So I'm still at my old high school that I went to as a kid. It's really fun. I get to teach grade 8 math and science. Everything's going really well. The kids are fun. The teachers are really cool. And it's really fun working there. So I'm working hard to be able to perhaps stay there for more than 1 year. That's a bit of my goal right now. Before talking about the merch, I just want to say I got my Cowboy Bebop hat on right now, and you can also see it over here in the background. I'm rewatching it. It's one of the first anime I ever watched, and I'm rewatching it right now with my girlfriend, and it's so old school and good. I do have to recommend it. It is a bit mature too, so I do have to give that warning. But Netflix are making like a new show with real actors using the same music, which I'm really glad because that's one of the parts that I really like about that show. And I guess it would be my TC's recommendation for the week when it comes to anime. Apart from that, I've been playing Dota as usual and God of War. I got a PS5 also, so that's been really fun. I played some Ghost of Tsushima again, God of War again on the PS5, and it's just like the frames per second and everything looks so good. The loading is great. So that's a bit what I've been up to lately. And some of the kids in class, they saw my merch. They saw my merch, and some of them want to have a type of merch that I made for myself. So about 11 years ago, even more than that, about 12 years ago, I went to Wonderland, which is a theme park near Toronto. It's a really nice place for really good rides and all that. And they had a place where they could make sort of like a custom sweater, t-shirt, stuff like that. And you would kind of pick and choose different designs. And so I made one for myself, so for TC. And one that would represent a bit how I look at gaming and my strategy when it comes to gaming. Back then I played a lot of StarCraft and Warcraft 3, so my whole logo kind of originated there. But I do think that it's something that can be applied to anything you want in life, and that's a bit what I'm here to talk to you about today. Well, when I wore this shirt at school, wait, I'll show it over here. Oh, sir, is that your merch? Like, I guess it is my merch, right? So, as you can see here, my logo is a yin yang, and there's the word micro and macro in it. So I'm gonna explain to you what that means, and of course I have my name there at the bottom. So it is a pretty simple logo, but I actually think it's really nice. Like I just made it on the spot when I was at Wonderland. And I asked the guy, like, can you put those words in it? It was kind of like a custom thing that I asked him to do, like put TC and put micro and macro in the yin yang. So today I'm here to, first of all, to ask my subscribers if anyone is good at like doing logo design or something like that. So what I would like from you is to perhaps help me design a logo very similar to the one that I just showed you. But one that I could replicate and actually put on t-shirts and sweaters, okay? And the goal here, I want to make sure that everyone knows that the goal here is not to make money. In fact, I can't sell anything to students in order to make profit. That would put my job in jeopardy, and that's absolutely not why I'm doing YouTube or why I would make merch. So just to be upfront, it's not about profit. It's not about making any money. In fact, I don't mind spending money on it from my own pocket if it means making cool merch. There was a student that mentioned spinning it as a fundraiser, which I think is probably what I'm gonna go with. So that's a really genius idea, just to make sure it is not for profit. And in fact, I was thinking about it today, and I think the way I'm gonna do it is that if we do get a design and I get some shirts made. First of all, I want some for myself, but if any of my subscribers or students at school would like their own shirt, then at that point, if there's any kind of profit made, I would use it for school. So basically kind of putting the money back into the school or into like maybe a pizza lunch at school or something like that. just to make sure that it's not about making money. It's about having a cool kind of a community effort. Okay. And then we can have our cool shirts, but at the same time, also we could use some of the money to do something cool at school, basically. So that's, I think that's the path I'm going to take. But before we get there, I do need a design. Like I have that shirt and that's about it. I don't have anything on the computer that I can use. That shirt is way too old. It's pretty stained also, so I don't really wear it anymore. So it would be great for me to remake a cooler version of that shirt for myself and of course for anyone else that would like to get into it. So that's what I'm asking today. And if you last thing I wanted to tell you also is about the meaning behind the micro and the macro. They are words. They're words that actually I'm using right now in science to we're using microscopes right now, so we're actually using those words. You can find those words also in economy. We use that a lot, the macroeconomy and microeconomy. But when it comes from gaming, we're talking about mostly strategies. So when we're looking at macro, so you need macro in gaming as your overarching or general large strategy. So when it comes to Dota, for example, Dota, we have to pick 5 heroes as a team. And so the strategy behind picking specific heroes, that would be macro. And also in the game, we have to like get together and do things together, like pushing a tower or you know, killing this big monster together. So all these things would be macro decisions. They're the general strategy. And you can see that in any game that you play, especially if there's like a team-based sort of environment. Usually there's a macro strategy to it. So for me, for gaming, I find it's very important to have this kind of macro strategy alongside with the micro. The micro comes down to smaller decisions. Small decisions, how fast you can move your character, or, you know, if you're playing a shooter, like how fast you can get a headshot. So all that would be considered micro. So all the little things you do in game, it's a bit more like the execution of your moves in game. So you can also look at sports, for example. So the macro would be like using in hockey, like a dump and chase strategy. And the micro would actually being like, you know, using a slap shot and getting top corner. That would be more micro, and then macro would be the strategy of the team as a whole. So you can apply that to pretty much anything, in my opinion. Like, it does come from gaming, of course, and my channel has a lot of gaming in it. But I do think that the yin yang with the macro and the micro can even be applied to life. Like, what are your life goals? Where are you going in life? That would be considered the macro. You know, what's your career? What do you think? You know, moving to Japan for me was a huge macro kind of a decision, because it changed my whole life for the next 5 years. And I discovered teaching, and now I'm a teacher. So honestly, those kinds of big life decisions I would consider macro. So me being a teacher and teaching at my old high school is kind of like a macro decision in my life. And the micro would be like day-to-day interactions. So teaching a lesson, or just having positive interactions with other teachers and students and stuff like that. That would be considered micro. All the little decisions I make during the day, that's micro. And the macro is a bit where I'm going in life. So I hope you understand a bit my philosophy, a bit behind the yin yang of macro and micro, because I think both are very important. And when you mesh both together, that's when you get success, whether it's in gaming, sports, life, or whatever. That's a bit where my philosophy behind my logo comes from. And if you would like to help me and design something really cool, I would really appreciate it. The one I have is black and white. It doesn't have to be black and white. I do like you see around the yin yang, there's like some cool little cracks or whatever, like cracks of power. I think that's really cool. I would like to keep that idea there. As for the colors, you can be original all you want. I do like the micro and macro words in it. I would like to have those words still in it, because that's the whole concept of my logo. But you can try different colors. I like the combination of yellow and blue, which represent the colors of my dance group back in Japan. But you know, I know that apparently red is also, some people have told me that red is kind of a good color for me. So you use the colors that you think are cool. I might be able to like, if I have many designs, then maybe I can pick 2 or 3 that are the best, and we can make different types of shirt with that. If no one gives any submissions, I'm not too sure what I'm going to do. I might be able to, like, on my own, try to contract someone to make a quick little logo for me, and we can just use that one. But I think if a subscriber or a student of mine or ex-student, whatever, if one of you can make it, that'd make it definitely way more special for me. And I want to give a special shout out to Clay, a student, an ex-student of mine that made this shirt for me. So it's the me and the boys. He gave me that at the end of the year. So Clay, you're a special person. I hope we get to meet again in the future, and definitely one of the best or the best present I ever got from a student. And I just making the merch today made me think of this shirt, so I wore it today. So yeah, that's it for me today. So I hope to see some cool designs. If any of you are good at that, that would be super appreciated. I'm not artistic. Visual arts are not my thing at all. So I know that personally I would not be able to do it. So if you are good at it and you want to help me out and then eventually get your own shirt, that would be super cool. Appreciated. So that's it for today. So have a good day, a good night, and peace out.